again, everybody, and welcome to Burrell High School and our preview of the 2025-26 Burrell Bucks boys basketball team. This is Mike Pavlik. Mike Choma will be along in a little while. He'll be talking to some players and Coach Mike Fantuzzo, and we'll set up this season for you. Well, the Bucks come in after last year going 7-15, finishing 5th in Section 1-4A. They had moved up from 3A the previous year and did not make the playoffs. North Catholic was the conference champion. Number 2 was Knock. Deer Lakes finished 3rd. And Highlands then, in that battle, the three-way battle for the last playoff spot, Highlands edged out Burrell and Freeport at the end to make the playoffs again. Great job by Mike Foster over there. And Valley brought up the rear. North Catholic, the Sexton champion, WPIAL championship game before they lost to the Leopards of Bell Vernon, and made it all the way to the PIAA semifinals where they lost to Berks Catholic. Go figure. So the Bucks missed the playoffs. It was the first time they were out after 4 straight trips in, losing to graduation coming this year, Tucker Bitar, who was their leading scorer a year ago, and Parker Pruitt. And 10 players are gone from that 2023-24 team that made it all the way to the championship game at the Pete against Deer Lakes, a game they lost 55-49. Mike Fantuzzo returns for his 7th season as Bucks head coach. He was first team all-section in 2003-04 and leading the Bucks to their first section title in 20 years. Before coming here back to his alma mater to be the head coach, he helped his old coach assistant Ron and was assistant to Ron McNabb over at Knock, and then he came here and he's been here for 7 years. He only missed the playoffs his first year before last year, and then again, as I said, 4 straight trips to the WPIAL playoffs. All right, when we come back, Mike Choma will join us. He will have Coach Mike Fantuzzo, and we'll also meet the captains, and we'll do all that right after this.
Joined by Coach Mike Fantuzzo. Mike Fantuzzo, lifelong Buck. Not only are you coaching here, you played here. Mike mentioned back in 03. Tell us about those teams in your playing days.
Well, my first couple years were a little rough. We only won about 6 or 7 games my first 2 years, but my senior year, we clicked. We had a group of seniors, juniors, and freshmen that came along, and we went undefeated in section, won the first section title since 1985, and unfortunately bowed out in the first round of the playoffs against a really good West Allegheny team.
And again, undefeated, that's pretty impressive. Now, a couple years ago, you had a great run, made it to the 3A finals. Take it through that experience. That'd be great for the kids.
Yeah, we started off 6 or 7-0 that season going into Christmas break. And then we hit a little bit of a rough patch. We played some really good teams, went down to Florida, played some really good teams, came back, had some tough losses to Deer Lakes. But then when playoff time hit, we clicked. This group of seniors that I got now were part of that, and they really pushed those older kids in practices. And, you know, Mackie Bennis was there. He was really good in the playoffs. Tucker Bitar really good. And then our role players really stepped up for us. So beating Seton LaSalle, who was the 5th or 6th seed, and then we went to Shady Side, beat them, who was a 3 seed, and then Mohawk. Probably my most memorable game. Mohawk brought everyone. The entire North Allegheny section was packed. And then we had some fans there, but they were quiet because we controlled the whole game, and it was a great experience. And then going down to the Pete, just unbelievable. Just something, you know, you always hope to accomplish as a player, and then getting to do it as a coach and being part of it with that group of kids was special.
Well, Mike and I go way back. We did your games when you were playing, and we were at the Pete that night too. Had to be great for the kids. Now, those sophomores or seniors now, what do you think they took from that experience?
I think they realized what it took to get to that point, the work that they had to put in, the long practices, the amount of game studying that you had to do just outside of what we do on our own. And I think they had a good group of kids to learn from. You know, Mackie Bennis is a basketball kid, and the amount of shots that he got off, he would play some of these kids one-on-one after practice, teach them some things, so that they really gathered, you know, how to win basketball games, how to compete at that level in order to get to that point.
it's a win-win when that happens. I know sometimes we've had teams where our toughest opponent was our second string, and that made us so much better.
Right, and that's what that group came up as freshmen. A lot of those guys came up as freshmen, and those practices weren't as competitive because they didn't know how to do it. So after a year under their belt, and with everyone coming back, they really pushed those guys. And I'll never forget, I had someone come into the gym, and they had a question unrelated to basketball, and they came up to me and they said, which team's your varsity team? So we were getting after it, and it was very competitive basketball.
Then last year, not only did they put you up into 4A, they put you in probably the toughest section in 4A. And again, tell us a little bit about that last year.
Yeah, 3 years ago, we bumped from 4A back down to 3A. So I knew what to expect going up to 4A. You get bigger kids, you get stronger kids, you get faster. It's a whole new ball game when you get up to there. So again, coming in and losing a lot of seniors last year and having a lot of these kids new to the varsity level was kind of eye-opening for them. But we were right there in the thick of things and had controlled our own destiny to the playoffs, and we didn't quite get there. But again, a good learning experience to know what it takes, especially when it gets towards the end of the season, what you got to put into it.
And you have, would you say, 6 kids that you think can score between 15 and 18 points a game. That's rare in high school because usually that one kid you can lay off of. How do you plan on exploiting that offense?
We're going to spread it out, and our half-court sets is what makes us really good, and it allows all 5 guys on the court the opportunity to score when they catch the ball, or when they have the ability to catch and shoot. They have the ability to catch and penetrate, and they've all demonstrated the ability to score that amount of games in the summer league and the fall leagues. So again, we don't have to key on one person, and we don't have to deviate all our plays to one shooter. So it allows us to be a little bit more dynamic. Not that we like to have that one scorer, but it's nice that teams can't focus their best player on one kid.
And again, last year, 3 teams won 18 games in that section. 2 teams have everybody coming back this year. What's your expectations?
Our expectation is to compete for a playoff spot, just like every other year. Again, it's not going to be easy. North Catholic brings a lot back. Knox brings a lot back. Freeport and Highlands bring a lot back. And, Deer Lakes is Deer Lakes. So we know what to expect. We know what we're in for, and we just got to put the work in to get there.
Well, it begins now. And again, thank you for your time, Mike. We're excited to be doing some of the games this year.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Chance to welcome the captains this year, Sam Conte, the point guard. Sam, again, I think you have the most important position on the court. What is your role as the point guard?
Not only to distribute the ball, but just to keep the team together, score and passing, of course, rebounding, just trying to get everything done, set an example as the team, call the plays. I mean, my coach gives me a lot of free will, so I'm usually calling the plays and, just getting the right play, right personnel out there, and,
Now, are you the penetrating point guard that kicks it back, or are you the one that tries to pass and get things started?
I'm a little bit of both, but I like to penetrate, where I got Ryan Watson, Adam, they could both shoot the 3, so I like to penetrate, get the defense to sink in and look for that 3 ball.
Yeah, I call it getting in the window. When you penetrate, they know to get in behind you and get set up as far as that goes. Now, you're a senior. 2 years ago, you guys had that playoff run, and you got to go to the Pete. What was that experience like for you to play at Peterson Event Center?
Oh, it was surreal, especially being the underdog. I think we were like the 9 seed or something high. We weren't expected to make that run, but it was super fun. Definitely brought the team even more together, and it was cool to experience that, get the experience under our belt. Even in the state playoffs, it was crazy too. So just that whole run was crazy.
Coach said the best game of the group was the Mohawk game. What was that like?
We definitely set the tone. Esau, with that dunk. I think that was like the second or first score of the game, Their whole hometown popped out, and we silenced them pretty quick. I think it was important to set the tone.
And that's important too. You take that home crowd out, that really helps out as far as that goes. Now this year, back into 4A, tough section. What do you guys expect?
I mean, yeah, it just starts here at practice every day. We got to get a little bit better every day. I mean, not really thinking about, those games yet. Just trying to get our team better, and before we play these section games, just like get a couple scrimmages in, see what we need to work on for our team. Because we came off last year. We were still a little bit inexperienced on the varsity level, but now we have that experience this year.
And you almost made the playoffs this year. Is that the goal this year?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, we had some games last year that we feel like we definitely should have won, and we'll definitely get them this year. We only lost Tucker and Parker, and yeah, we're returning everyone else. I think we'll get them this year for sure.
6 guys and score 15 to 18 points according to coach. You got to be excited about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, good luck this season, Sam, and I always love the point guards.
Yeah,
take care.
Thank you.
DJ Constantino joins us now. Again, we got to know DJ a little bit during football season, but you got hurt during football season. Where do we stand on an injury?
So I'm pretty much back now. Earlier this week, I started working in full participation into the practices, and it feels pretty good. I feel healthy, and I should be ready to go by the beginning of the season.
Well, that's great news for the team. Coach says you are a guard in a forward's body, and on offense, that means you can do multiple things. What do you like to do offensively?
I like to just take what the defense gives me. I like to cut off ball, shoot if I'm wide open, set screens, handle the ball a little bit, just whatever the coaches really need me to do on offense.
No more roles, got to do everything, right? Yeah. Now, as far as 2 years ago, we talked about the playoff run, getting to the Peterson Event Center. What was that experience like for you?
That was just a great experience all around for everybody, varsity through JV, and it was just great, and I'd really like to get back there.
And Coach said he had a visitor come to one of the practices, and he asked who the first team was. So you guys that weren't starting back then, you made them work hard, and I thought it made them better.
The JV really pushed the varsity team back then. At the beginning of the year, they kind of dominated us just because of their experience and stuff, but as the year went on, we developed and came along and really pushed them to be better.
Now, in 4A this year, you got pushed up. Last year, you had to play. Even though you had that guard mentality, you're going to have to do a lot of the rebounding this year. And we know 4A, there's a bunch of big guys up there. When you're playing against somebody bigger than you, what's your philosophy as far as rebounding goes?
You always got to box out. You always have to get a body on somebody and just get your back into them and jump and grab that ball.
I always like that. You back them out. I say rebounding is effort plus being in the right place at the right time. And I always say every shot is a pass to you. So go get that pass as far as that goes. Now, this year you're a team captain. What do you expect to do as far as a captain goes?
So my role as a captain is to really lead by example. I'm not that vocal of a guy, but I lead by just giving 100% effort through every drill, every practice, during the games, and hustle.
Expectations for the team and you this year?
I believe that we'll make the playoffs and win some games and do some damage.
Sounds like a plan. We look forward to doing the game. DJ, thanks for stopping by. Next up, we have senior hybrid point guard, shooting guard, Adam Wass. And Adam, when we use that term hybrid, can you explain to everybody out there what that means as far as your position?
Being able to play the two and having someone else handle the ball for you and being ready to shoot the shot as a shooting guard, like to sit corner, but also being able to handle the ball and bring it up the floor.
I remember when I used to coach, I said the most important guy on my team was the point guard. And a kid raised his hand and said, I want to be your point guard. I said, well, get back on defense, get the scores, the ball. I don't want to be your point guard. Yep. I knew who my shooting guard was. So do you have a preference as far as shooting versus passing?
I like to shoot the ball. I like to get to my spot and shoot the mid-range jumper a lot, but I like to pass the ball as well to my bigs on the inside because we had a tall 6'4" kid waiting in there for the pass.
Now, again, you talk about playing both positions, the point guard and the shooting guard. When you go down as far as getting ready to shoot the ball, you say you have spots. Where are your spots?
The corners are mostly my spots, and the mid-range, anywhere in the mid-range, I like to shoot the ball a lot from there.
Now, you have a twin brother on the team, Ryan, and there's something called twin telepathy. Does that exist on the basketball court too?
100%. I know where he's at 100% of the time. We always look for each other because we're always open coming down the court.
He's more the shooter, you're more the shooter.
He's more the shooter, I'm more the ball handler.
We talked about last year's team, and again, it was tough. You guys had to move up to 4A. almost made the playoffs, controlled your own destiny the whole time. What do you expect this year?
Definitely to make the playoffs this year. We got all the returning players almost, other than 2 seniors that just graduated, so we should definitely make a good run in the playoffs this year.
And what I like about the team is Coach said you have 6 guys can score 15 to 18 points, so you're not going to be just looking for, well, you'll be looking for your brother, but other guys they can score too. So again, is that the plan of attack?
Yes, for sure. Like if one of us has a bad game, the other kids can definitely come up and score 15, 20 points a game.
How about any individual goals this year for you?
Just pass the ball a lot. Just not scoring, but getting multiple assists a game will also help. If I'm having a bad shooting night, I can get down there and get some assists too.
That's what we're looking forward to, and again, looking forward to playing with you. Take care. Nice to meet you, Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Finally, we're joined by our last senior captain, Ryan Wass. We just talked to your brother, Adam, a minute ago. You're the shooting guard, and you're expected to score. Do you have a preference? Are you a penetrator, or do you like to shoot the 3?
I like to play off my guards. Obviously, we have a really good point guard. He likes to handle the ball, Sam. And Adam likes to penetrate and kick, so I just play off of them, stretch the floor a little bit.
I always call it getting in that mirror and making sure that you're ready to take the shot. Because in 4A, you have to be ready. They're not going to let you settle up. There's no free ones there. Speaking of 4A, last year you guys had a great game against Freeport. Up there, you were on fire. Tell us about that night.
It started in the first half. I only made 1 in the first half. We went into halftime. Game was too close for our coach's liking, so we went in the second half and we started trapping. We started getting, our point guard started giving the ball, and I felt good after the second shot, and I kept shooting.
Now again, as an old coach, I always say shooters got to shoot. Good night, bad night, I need you to shoot the ball. Do you have a pregame routine you go through when you're getting ready for a game?
I do form shots the whole way around, 5 spots from corner, wing to the other corner. And then I start backing it up. I go straight away, and then I make one and take a step back all the way until the volleyball line, and I step back in.
Speaking of balls, we had one just come in here. Now again, so you never sway from that. And do you feel it before the game like it's going to be a good night?
Oh yeah. Usually when I shoot bad in warm-ups, it's going to be a good night. So, but yeah. Always it happens that way.
Yeah. Now again, coach gives you the green light. That's very important. But again, as a team, he says everybody can get 15 to 18 points a night. Is that going to make it easier on you?
Yes, sir. We have everybody on this team can score, so it's harder for teams to take one person away and just have the other 4 play, because we all have our strengths and we know how to play off each other.
I talked to your brother earlier about twin telepathy, just knowing where he is at all times. Do you feel that too?
Yes, sir. We know where each other at. We know how to play off each other. We've been playing with each other since we're like 8 years old. It's really a surreal feeling to play with a sibling. So,
well, it's going to be an exciting year coming up.
Yes,
They're calling you for practice. I'll let you go.
Right,
good luck this season. Thank you,
sir.
I want to thank everyone that joined us here. We want to thank Sam Conte, DJ Constantino, and the Wass twins, Adam and Ryan, for stopping by. We appreciate them. And also to Coach Mike Fantuzzo, thanks to him for stopping by. The Bucks will open the season coming up here on Friday, Black Friday, 11/28. That will be right here at Burrell. They'll have the late game then, and then they'll play on Saturday afternoon, the 29th, right here. Here is our schedule. Our schedule will be as follows. Friday, December 12th, home here against Highlands. Mike Foster did such a great job last year getting those guys into the playoffs, and we'll see the Golden Rams here. Tuesday, January 6th, the Freeport Yellow Jackets will come in with Coach Rich McCura. They got a young team coming up, and hopefully they're going to be looking to make a playoff run of their own. On Tuesday, January the 20th, the Knock Knights will be here under new coach, Hall of Famer Joe Lafko. That's going to be interesting. No longer at Hampton. He took a year off to recharge the batteries, and Joe's back at it. And then finally, senior night, Tuesday night, February 3rd, the Valley Vikings will be here, the rivalry game to wrap up the 2025-26 season. So again, we want to thank everyone that joined us. We hope you enjoyed this little preview of the season coming up, and we will be here for those games. You'll see them right here on YouTube, and the games will tip off around 7:30. You know how these things go with basketball, depending on the length of the JB game. So thanks for the players for joining us, and thanks to Coach Fantuzzo for his time. For the Dean, Mike Choma, this is Mike Pavlik saying thanks for watching, and until next time, so long, everyone.